Hi, I'm Evan Hecox. I'm here in Tokyo for the 20th anniversary of Chocolate skateboards. I've done graphics for Chocolate for about 17 out of the 20 years, so I'm here for the show. Probably the first board series I did was the series of portraits, the six series of portraits of the Chocolate team then. And on those boards, on each one of them, there's this kind of script lettering of their names written on it. And I had just done that for that particular board series, but I hadn't done the Chocolate lettering yet. And then I was in Los Angeles for just a day at their offices, and they asked me. They said, "Hey, can you do the Chocolate lettering the same way you did the guys' names for that last series?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I just did it like right there in the office that afternoon, just like one try. I didn't do like different ones. I just sat and did it in Andy Jenkins' office, and I didn't really think I was making a logo that would be like the company's logo when I was doing it. I was just kind of, I thought maybe we'd use it for a t-shirt or whatever, and that'd be it or whatever. I didn't know it was going to be a big thing. And I don't think they did either necessarily. It was just that somehow kind of just stuck after that. That lettering ended up being what became the Chocolate logo. And then Andy Jenkins actually later on added the red square around the lettering, which is also pretty distinctive. So kind of that combination of the red square with that lettering that I did in the middle just kind of has become the Chocolate logo now, obviously. When I started doing graphics for them, they just decided they were only going to do series graphics for everyone. So we would every graphic would be a common theme, and we'd repeat it or work on that theme for however many writers there were. For quite a while it was 6, and then the team kind of started growing. Or again, it was up to like 9 or 10 at one point or something. It was a pretty good amount. I'd done an early series of cars, and that kind of came from just when I lived in the Mission in San Francisco. I would just walk around with a Polaroid camera, and I just liked the way like old junky cars looked, and so I would take photographs of old junk cars, and I had this collection of photos of cars I'd taken, and I just decided they would look cool on skateboards. So that, in that case, the ideas came from observation and photography. In other cases, there's an idea I might have that just think it would be like a good thing for a skateboard, a good idea. It's very collaborative too, so those guys will have ideas about things that they hand over to me and say like, "Hey, could you do a series of this?" And then I kind of think about how to turn it into a complete series and make the ideas look better. But sometimes they just kind of form. I'll just start working on the idea for 1 or 2 boards, and then that kind of like gets the momentum going so that the rest of the series just kind of falls into place. There is something very kind of liberating about doing skateboard graphics, and knowing that they're kind of temporary, and kind of like in a skateboard is this kind of almost disposable thing that that people are just going to ride it and trash it, and I mean, in some cases people save them for their walls or whatever, but for the most part it's just like a functional thing that gets used and kind of trashed, and kids don't keep them for very long, so it's they don't need to be that precious in a way. I mean, they need to be good, they need to look good, but at the same time, it's going to be gone, in a couple months anyways. And so it's knowing that makes it kind of easy and kind of relaxing to make the graphics. It doesn't feel like this is this is Kenny Anderson's board for this year. Like this is like his one board for all year, so it's better make it good kind of thing. It doesn't have that feeling of seriousness or importance to it as much, which I think is kind of good. I think it's kind of makes for more fun variety of skateboard graphics. If I had never done any of this, if I wanted to visit Tokyo, I would just be like another anonymous tourist or whatever coming here. Like I think that's both with my personal artwork and with the work I've done for Chocolate. I think that's the best, kind of the most rewarding thing about that kind of thing, is to be able to travel to somewhere. I can go to Germany or somewhere, I can go to Japan, or I can go to Australia, and I meet people who are excited to meet me and are familiar with my work, and they feel like they kind of know me or know something about me based on what they know about my work, and I feel like warmly welcomed at places I go and travel, and so I'd say that's it. Just like the connection I have to people around the world, and having my work that's kind of affected people in cool ways by having all this out in the world. It's good.